Burnley against Brighton from the Premier League, and it's just about to kick off. Brighton here, odds-on favourites, as you can see, and we're expecting goals in this one. So over 2.5 goals, a pretty strong price. Anyway, as you can see, we have covered a lot of scorelines here, mainly in favour of Brighton, as you can see, but we've got those plan Bs with 1-1 and 2-2 and 1-0 to Burnley there as well. So anyway, let's see how this one goes in play. So just reached half time here. It is 0-0 as we can see. So yeah, not much has developed. It's not necessarily a bad thing for it to be 0-0 at half time. You can see we've obviously got 1-0 and 0-1 covered. So we're quite comfortable should anyone take the lead. But anyway, no action to take at the moment. That cash out's offering us, what, 10% return. So no action to take. No action to take just yet. No movement on the market, as you can see. Let's see what happens in the second half. 75 minutes on the clock. We finally got the breakthrough and it's gone to Burnley. So we're going to take immediate action to lay off this 1-0 to Burnley, because this is obviously not the goal that we were ideally wanting, because we wanted the goal in favour of Brighton. So we're starting to be a little bit more limited in what we can do on this trade. So we're going to try and lower the risk on this, which means we're going to sacrifice all the green on the 1-0, putting in that lay there on the 1-0 to Burnley, and we can get the risk down on this trade significantly, because a 2-0 to Burnley at this stage of the match is going to pretty much bury us in this trade. Okay, we would still have 2-2 alive, but to look for a 2-2 in this late stage is not great. But anyway, as you can see, we've now got this risk down to a potential worst case of a minus 43%. So that's not bad. Okay, ideally we want an equalizer. Let's see what happens in the rest of the match. 79 minutes on the clock, and we've got the equaliser that we were looking for. Brighton have levelled it, and that is good news for us. So look, first things first, we're going to remove all the risk from this trade. Let's do that immediately, because that Burnley 2-1 is a big danger for us. So anyway, let's just get that out of the market, and we're in an interesting position now where, look, obviously we've got green on 1-1, we've got green on 2-1 to Brighton. However, I can see from the way this match has developed, and also just see from the XG, that Burnley a little bit better than maybe we're giving them credit for in this one. So we can distribute some green a little bit. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to lay off half of this profit from the 1-1, because we don't want to go fully down to 0. And as you can see, if we lay off around half of that profit, it's going to give us profit should Burnley nick this late on, which is a distinct possibility, as you know, okay, as we've seen. So we've pivoted a little bit in this one. We started out this match favouring Brighton, but we're starting to favour Burnley in this one. Okay, it's still a more ideal scenario for us, for Brighton to take the lead. However, we've got some green on the Burnley side as well. Let's see what happens. There's 10 minutes left plus time added on. Very, very late in this one, and it looks like it's going to finish on the 1-1, okay? And the good thing is, as you know, we've got profit on that. We've got around a 41% return on that 1-1. We were still covered, even if Burnley did go on and nick it. The big, nice profit would have been on that Brighton win, which was our plan A when we entered the trade. However, it's not going to materialise, so we're looking like we're going to win this with our plan B, which is all good. Okay, not every trade is going to go exactly to plan. This one definitely didn't go to plan, but we're going to walk out with a 41% return on our stake. So as you saw there, Burnley versus Brighton, 41% return on our stake. Not bad at all, considering it was a match which did not go to plan, or a trade which did not go to plan. And it is a good example of why the target score formula is so important when you're picking out those correct scores. Okay, we've done quite a few videos on this. Remember, we did pick out our scores favouring Brighton, but we had a plan B covering that 1-0 to Burnley and the 1-1 as well, and we had to use that plan B. And you might have noticed as well, I mean, after it went to 1-1, we were in a position where we could have locked in around a 66% return on our stake, which would have been a very nice profit to take, considering how the match was developing. Okay, it definitely wasn't going in favour of Brighton. I didn't mention it in the clip, but the XG was also heavily in favour of Burnley during the second half as well. So anyway, that was another reason why, with correct score market, I mean, that was a good little example of being prepared to change your position. We entered the match favouring Brighton, but you saw the final position that we took when it went to 1-1 was that we were trying to get some green on the Burnley side, anticipating that it could be Burnley that are going to be the team to nick that winning goal. A lot of people do almost fall in love with their pre-match position when they've done all their research and they want to just stick with it in play. However, sometimes you can see matches developing how you didn't expect, and a good solid football trader is not going to let ego get in the way. They're going to say, okay, well, I called it wrong before the match, let me adjust in play. And that's the beauty of the correct score market as well, is that you can adjust in play. It's pretty flexible, as you saw there. And it was just another example of how we did manage to profit when it went wrong. Do keep in mind, we entered this trade favouring Brighton. They were the pre-match favourite. We were expecting goals and a high-scoring match. Didn't develop. It was 0-0 until very late on. The underdog has scored late on, okay? We still managed to come out with a profit. And that just shows why the correct score market is such a great market to trade on. And as said earlier, if any of this correct score trading looks interesting to you, you want to learn more about it, make sure you get this free download. It's the Correct Score Mastery course prospectus. This will show you how you could potentially take things to the next level with your correct score trading. To get this free ebook, the link is in the description of this video. Just scroll below the video, click on it, fill out the form, and then we'll email the book to you. If you're on a big screen, you can scan that QR code and then fill out the form, and we'll email you the book also. Okay, it's absolutely free, and it will be the next step towards potentially learning and mastering the correct score market. So if you've liked anything you've seen today and you do want to learn more about it, then that's the next thing to do. Okay, go grab a copy of that. As said, link in the description, or scan the QR code. And what you've just seen was actually just a clip, and we've got plenty more where that came on. So the video on the screen right about now should direct you to the full video where you can get more information, see more live trades, more analysis, how they played out, etc, etc. So go click on that video and we will see you in that next video. It's highly recommended. Go check it out.